Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a Lego set and a model kit and to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start things off real wild by throwing the Bear Cave Lego the site, the tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can just say hi or use other people's emotes. Or if you feel like being a lurker, you just go ahead and lurk. You don't have to say anything. Just be cool and watch and enjoy. That's also totally fine. We got Ghost Valve here. We got Lashbrook here. Welcome, welcome. It's again a Thursday evening. It is Wrestle Week in Philadelphia right now. There's a lot of wrestling stuff. We'll talk about that. Probably talk about some stuff with WrestleMania 40. Hey, should just say right now, I will not be streaming this Saturday. My apologies to folks. Hey, Lord Crashton, welcome. My apologies to folks that often come in on a Saturday evening. I'll definitely tweet it out and try to get the word out there that I will not be here Saturday. I'll be taking Saturday off. WrestleMania is happening, and I want to watch it with friends digitally. So we're going to watch it together and chat, and that's nice. We're going to do Saturday and Sunday. So I won't be here streaming on Saturday, but I'll be back on Monday. And we'll talk about what happened at WrestleMania and the other wrestling shows. I have not watched a show yet from WrestleMania week, the week of shows around it. People just kind of do their own things and things. Tonight, I'll be watching a show, GCW/JCW versus The World. I will be catching DDT's show. It started like kind of before I was doing this, so I didn't end up watching DDT's show, but I will check that out. Happy Fight Plus renewal to all those that celebrate. They're Triller now, but whatever. Fight Plus, F-I-T-E, Fight was a better name than Triller. Come on. What Triller? What was that? What? Not as good. In the second hour, we're going to talk anime. I've got one new show to talk to you about, and also I've got I got to chat with you about Sandland. That's right. I finally watched some episodes of Sandland over on Hulu. I watched trailers before movies at the theater. Yes, indeed. Yes, Lord Crashington. All right, let's see. Oh, also, we're currently at 49 subscribers. The goal is to get to 50. I shot up about that at 50. If you want to be the first person to gift a sub in the month of April, we're in April, right? Yeah, you could be the first gift subber in April if you want to do that. Got much else to say about it. Let's go to the overhead. Boom, overhead here. We need to do some technology updates. We got to update on some tech. That's right. As I start working on a quote-unquote small burger that is going to be way too big for this person because we have the truck. We have to build the burger stand that lives on the flatbed. But this customer needs a burger. And so we have to build a burger. And that burger, as I said, is huge. Hey, Aristophan, welcome, welcome. So tech update. You may remember that Elon Musk, not too long ago, said that all X accounts, Twitter, all accounts that had 2,500 verified subscriber followers would get premium features for free, and accounts with over 5,000 would get premium plus for free. Remember, this was the incentive. If you're already doing the work, then you don't have to pay because look at you. You've got all these people following you that Build a Burger Workshop, indeed. You got all these people following you that are paying. So that was like nobody, and also included Elon Musk in the 5,000. But there's a new thing happening on Twitter. It started, I believe, yesterday. Some people are getting their check mark back. Now, they're not getting anything else outside of premium. They're just getting their check mark back. And these are people who are not paying for it. And also, some of whom don't want it. Including a few people. It sounds like there was a trick there where, like, if you change your name sometimes you would lose your check mark, and then you would have to have it like, you'd have to go and like, hey, I had to change this because I don't work for blank company anymore and I want to take it out of my name or whatever. Here, we'll put the cheese on. In this case, uh, there was a time where people were just getting it back, without making any requests. Um, but yeah, so some people are just getting it there. Um, oh no, I'm sorry. Yes, they are getting premium subscriptions with the verified. So they're getting all of the stuff with it. Um, as you can see, friends, I'm putting this burger on the hand here. This burger is too big for this person. This burger is, as you can see right there, bigger than the head. Just about the same size there, I guess. Yeah, bigger that way. Okay, from the neck there. That's too big of a burger. $20 value indeed. Um, so yeah, so people are getting that, and obviously, this is in an attempt to keep people using the site as an incentive. You're like, hey, you got your check mark back, and of course, reminder, folks, that this was supposed to democratize the check mark. Check mark is not who you know; it's anyone can get it if they pay. So they just undid that. Apparently, they just took that away. Now, if you're special, you can get it. And that's weird and sad. And of course, they haven't, not only have they not responded to reporters because they don't have anyone in that department anymore, because they don't want to talk to the press. Elon is, doesn't want that to happen. But also, they haven't made any public statement about it because why would they? Why would they say that? Elon doesn't want his fan base to be like, but I pay money for it. Why do they get it? Because he won't have a good answer for that. So instead, I guess they just hope that nobody notices. I guess you would hope that his fan base, if he doesn't say anything, would think that people are lying. And they're like, oh, you think you're too good to pay? Come on. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. We are building the burger stand, which means we are constructing a big old burger. We need 8 of these. 2, 4, 6, 8. 1 left over. Good to have leftovers in case we drop one of them. Yeah, so there's your little update. The other tech update is, you may have seen this. This kind of went a little viral, people talking about this stuff. You may be familiar that Amazon Fresh, which is Amazon's like convenience store thing, there are a bunch of them across the United States, and a few internationally, I believe in the United Kingdom as well. One of the big things for Amazon Fresh was you could, if you had an Amazon account, you had an Amazon Prime account, I should say, you didn't have to go to a register. You just had your items and you walked out with them and they got charged to you because you had a credit card on file or whatever, or PayPal linked or whatever you had. And they're going to do away with that because it's not cost effective. You're like, oh, are they thinking of using different technology? Is it whatever? Like, oh, that makes sense, Pat. Yeah, they found a cheaper way to do it. Well, they're going to use dash carts, which is a scanner screen that's embedded in your shopping cart. So as you take things, so you can't just put stuff in your cart. You got to scan it and then put it in your cart because it'll know the weight of what's in your cart. So you can't just put stuff in the cart and not only scan a few things and then walk out, right? So that's the new thing they're going to be doing. Also, yeah, they're going to put in self-checkout counters for people that don't have Amazon Prime, so that people that don't have Amazon Prime can also use the store, which they didn't have up until now. They just didn't let you use the store if you didn't have Prime. And so it's like, okay, so they're going like, that's kind of like a backstep, Pat, right? Because now you have to like scan and they're going to have to put all those things in there. You may be asking yourself, Pat, what was wrong with their system? Why didn't it work? Well, the Just Walk Out program or initiative was 2016. Well, they were like, this technology is great. You probably know what that technology was. And if you said out loud, Pat, that technology was underpaid labor in a different country watching people to make sure they figured out what those people in the store had collected through very expensive cameras. Ding, 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 ding. It wasn't technology. It was the only technology was cameras. 1,000 Indian employees, that's the country of India, watching and labeling videos to ensure accurate checkouts. Because it was never automated. They just, as this Gizmodo article states, the cashiers were simply moved off site and they watched you as you shopped. And then apparently there are going to be some layoffs as they change things around because there were employees. It wasn't like there were employees, but those employees were in the stores. Those employees, they dealt with making sure things were clean, restocking, all of that. And then also there were people whose job it was to monitor the people that were doing the monitoring. And those jobs are going to go out there. Now they've said, according to the information, it's a website, their data collection said that 700 out of 1,000 just walk out sales required human review as of 2022. So in those 2 years, they had to look that many times. Now, Amazon has said that's not true because they say, oh, we're using machine learning. They're not, but they say they are and all that. And the associates, the data associates, were just annotating the data and verifying the data. No. Come on. Amazon Fresh, launched in 2007, has just over 40 locations. I said 50. My apologies. I thought they had 50. They have 40. And apparently they're keeping the United Kingdom. Some of them are going to keep that program going there. And also apparently several baseball parks, looks like, in the United States have this, and they are going to keep them there. So the service isn't shutting down everywhere. It's just the regular stores are moving to a more cost-effective model. Because it was, and again, it wasn't because the people they pay very small amounts of money to do their job, that job. It wasn't that it was expensive. It's the cameras are expensive. Nightmare. Yeah, I think we'll save this for another time. Okay, so let's talk WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania week, the WWE's biggest show of the year, 2 nights, but it encompasses so much more because we'll have SmackDown out of Philly on Friday, tomorrow. After that will be the Hall of Fame. Saturday afternoon will be an NXT event. Saturday night and Sunday night will be WWE WrestleMania 40 or XL. If you're feeling like you got to say what it is. And there will be a plethora of entertainment throughout. And there's a bunch of other shows that are happening all weekend, some of which I will be watching live as they happen, others which I will watch later. Again, I missed the DDT show, but I'll be checking that out in the future. Tonight, I will be watching the GCW/JCW versus the World. I did not watch the Stardom event because that cost $25 and turned out to be a show that was under 2 hours. And I said, I will watch that later. I will not watch that now. That was too rich for my blood. The Ring of Honor show. There's a Ring of Honor pay-per-view happening tomorrow, which I will watch in the future. But as of right now, do not have plans to watch at this very moment. Bunch of stuff. Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling have a show tomorrow. They also have a crossover show with GCW. I'll watch both of those as they happen. Effie's Big Gay Brunch is on Saturday at 11 a.m. and I will be checking that out, of course. A wide variety of shows. The Clusterfuck I'll probably watch Saturday night after WrestleMania. A bunch of things and things that I'll be happy. And of course, WrestleMania itself. And there are many people that on Wrestle Weekend, at Ice Cream Christmas, as some people refer to this weekend, there will be plenty of folks that will not watch any of WrestleMania because they don't watch WWE stuff, but they are going to a bunch of events. I have friends who are in town in Philly, travel to Philly because they want to see a lot of cool wrestling that isn't WWE stuff. They might go to, they're like, oh yeah, I might go to NXT, or whatever. Yes, Lord Crashington, this is a reference to the podcast Tights and Fights. They refer to WrestleMania as Ice Cream Christmas. I don't remember exactly how it came to that, but it wasn't that, it was that thing where it's like, Christmas in April doesn't sound right. Christmas for wrestling fans doesn't sound right either. And at some point they came up with the term Ice Cream Christmas, and I use that terminology because this is even if you're not interested in any one particular company, but you just like independent wrestling, it's a great weekend for independent wrestling. There's just so many shows, so many different things, different companies putting on things. It's a whole lot of good stuff all over the place. And then also, if you're a WWE watcher, like I am, you're going to get a bunch of cool WWE shit. So it's a good time to get into it. Lester says, yeah, I know someone going to Philly just for the indie shows, and also to go home for a bit. Nice, yeah. A friend of mine was like, shit, I didn't know there was a show I wanted to see on Sunday, because, they're not going to WrestleMania. But they were like, oh yeah, I'm leaving Sunday during the day, so I'm missing a show. And they're there because they want to see Stardom, which they saw. They want to see Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. They want to see Big Gay Brunch. They want to see a few things and things. They were like, my one friend really wants to go to the Ring of Honor show, so we might go to the Ring of Honor show. And it's like, yeah, makes sense. I missed some pieces here. I missed a step here. And there were two pieces I didn't put on. But I'm doing that right now, so don't worry about it. Oops. Now, as far as WrestleMania goes, we don't know the running order, but we know what matches are on what night, so we can say that. And we know what the main events are going to be, right? Assumptions have been made. There's been some leaked stuff, but at least we know the list. Plans subject to change, but we can say that the main event of night one of WrestleMania 40 will be The Rock and Roman Reigns representing the Bloodline versus Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins. If Cody and Seth win, then there will be all members of the Bloodline, except for Paul Heyman, will be banned from ringside and banned from entering the ring, entering from the crowd or whatever, I guess. I don't know. It's a bad rule. And also it doesn't matter because they're not going to win. Because if the Bloodline wins, then the match will be held under Bloodline rules, which kind of has it. No holds barred. It's just going to be a clusterfuck, and it'll be a guaranteed clusterfuck. And also, they might change what those rules are. Who knows? That's the main event. Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch will most likely open the first night, which should be a solid match. Those two are great. Gunther will defend the Intercontinental Championship. Oh, I guess I should say, Bloodline is going to win the first night because that puts pressure on the baby faces. It puts more pressure on Cody. He can overcome more when he wins. So Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley is tough because I don't think that they take the belt off Rhea, but then I don't know who beats Rhea. I know who beats Rhea. I don't want it to be Charlotte Flair, but it is going to be Charlotte Flair. So I kind of almost want Becky to win just so Rhea doesn't lose to Charlotte Flair at SummerSlam or Survivor Series or something. Because it'll just be a nightmare, in my opinion. But I do think it'll be Rhea Ripley winning on the night. Gunther is going to win. It's not Sammy's time. I think they're going to have a great match. I don't know who beats Gunther. I just don't think it's going to be Sammy. I think they work well together. I could even see them having a rematch at some point, but I just don't see that. That's a possibility. The six-pack tag match, ladder match for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship. Asterisk. They changed the rules of this match. The Undisputed titles are the Raw titles and the SmackDown titles. They are held by one tag team because they got unified. But there are still 4 belts, or 2 for each person. So you climb the ladder, you grab a belt, you and your partner are that either Raw or SmackDown tag champions, depending on which belt you grab. You manage to grab the other one, you're undisputed. But if another team grabs the other one, then they become the champions of that belt. Which is confusing a bit, but basically, I don't know why you would put that in there if one team is going to win. So I think the Judgment Day maybe will only keep one pair of belts, but they also might lose both. Because we do have representatives of both Raw and SmackDown. We've got Finn Balor, Damian Priest versus DIY, which is Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, versus the Awesome Truth, which is Miz and R-Truth, versus the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, versus A-Town Down Under, which is Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, versus the New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. So, because they added this stipulation, and they didn't even say it last minute, they announced it ahead of time, they could have waited till the show. I think, in my opinion, would have been better to wait till the show. But because they didn't wait till the show, it feels like we are going to get a Raw team and a SmackDown team winning those belts, separate them out. That's what it feels like. Who's going to win those? I think it will be the Awesome Truth, Miz and R-Truth, and that will lead them to continue to feud with the Judgment Day because R-Truth is on fire. People really love him interacting with the Judgment Day. Makes a lot of sense. To me, that makes the most sense for them to win the Raw belts. And then on the SmackDown side, it's a tougher one. My gut says that a lot of baby faces are going to win outside of, Rhea's over and loved, but like Gunther's going to win. Like, I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot of baby faces winning on the night. So maybe heel team wins. Maybe this is Austin Theory and Grayson Waller with the tag belts being dickheads together on SmackDown, but I could also see Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate's first pay-per-view on the WWE main roster. I could see him having gold and that be feeling real good. And then they could feud with A-Town Down Under and also Pretty Deadly, who they already kind of feud with pretty often. SmackDown just has a lot of heel tag teams and not a lot of babyface tag teams, so like that could work really well. Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. Nothing on the line here. This is just brother versus brother fighting each other. I feel like Jey Uso winning this would make a lot of sense. Also, it would like give the Bloodline another reason to like interfere in the main event because Jimmy dropped the ball. I think Jey Uso winning that one makes more sense to me. And then he can use that to further his ambitions to win a belt on the Raw brand. But I don't know. All right, I have put the sesame seeds on our burger bun. We got our cheese on here. We got our door. Every hamburger stand needs a door. Gotta have a door. Got our stand here. Got our bun. Gonna place that bun on the top of the stand, the store here. We got our ketchup. No mustard in this store. And then all that's left is a sign. I don't know if I said this when I started this kit on Monday. No stickers on this thing. No decals. All printed. The flames on the truck. The flames on the burger sign on here. All included so you don't have to do any of that work. But yeah, there's the burger sign. And one fun thing about this is burger sign flips down to become, when you're closed, then flips up. That is a neat touch. That is in my opinion, unnecessary neat touch that I liked a lot. We can put our employee here and there. Kind of want to put the employee in the. Yeah, I like that. There's no good way to take that on and off. And then the burger goes here on the truck. Burger's on the truck. Oh yeah, and then the door there is on the back for getting in and out. And our burger truck is complete. You can see that right there with our person with our giant burger going up to the burger shack. This Lego set is very cute. This is a Lego City set. This is, I believe, the third one in the Lego City series that I have done. What was that? Maybe the second one? No, third one, because I did the slushy, the penguin slushy, and I did the spaceship, which I don't know why it was under the City brand, but it was. But yeah, this kit was really fun. Hello, Vicky, welcome. I like that the flatbed truck and the burger were different instructions. I think that's nice. There were different instruction books instead of being all together, and you built them separately. Yeah, this is a fun little kit. Fun little set. I'll take a photo of it in a bit. This burger is so big that this minifig can't, it makes the minifig tilt over. It's weighed down by it. Just fun. But yeah, I gotta take a photo of this. Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi are taking on Damage Control. Damage Control represented in this as Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. Asuka and Kairi Sane are the women's tag champions. They will not be defending their belts at WrestleMania. Jade Cargill's first match that outside of the Royal Rumble. The ladies are going to win. The black ladies are going to beat the Asian ladies and the Australian white girl. That's just like there really is no other possibility. This guy just doesn't want to stand up. This burger's too heavy. I'm going to put the burger down. He can't stand up with this burger. Well, if he's do it like this, it'll be easier. Like that, yeah. Yeah, so that's going to be that. And then theoretically, that will set up the tag team of Bianca, Jade, Naomi in some capacity to, I guess, eventually go after Asuka and Kairi's tag titles. Well, one would assume that's leading to that, which would make sense. All right. So I got to take a photo of this here. Got our burger employee. I'm just going to do it like this. Take the photo, Pat. Take the photo. I did. Lego burger truck. This thing is cute as hell. I love that this folds down when it's not time. And you can put the employee in the car, the truck, drive it away. I love this flatbed truck thing. It's fun. Is it better than the Burger Monster truck? No. The Monster Burger truck? No, that thing rules. That's one of the best kits I've ever built in my life. It's a monster truck that you sell burgers out of. And it was so big that it had a little staircase thing that come up and down so people could walk up to the window. And it's nonsense. That thing whipped ass. One of the coolest things in the world. And of course, I gotta find it. On my desk, tchotchke, which I just knocked over here as I went to go grab it, is of course the pile of poo. If you are wondering, yes, I did keep the pile of poo here from the Jurassic Park set. I have no other parts of it except for the poo. I do, and of course in the middle of the poo there is the berries that causes the distress of the Triceratops. I kept that. That's one of the only things on my desk that's not stream equipment or like my keyboard. Gotta keep that. All right. Let's start getting set up for the Sniper 2. The GM Sniper 2. I believe this kit is from the year 2012, I want to say. Double check that here. Yes, 2012. This should be a fairly fast build. This was bought off my Amazon wish list. I put up a video. Yes, I put up the mailbag video today. Thank you to Charlie who picked this up. Appreciate that, Charlie. And Charlie's note just said, GM Sniper 2. Way better than the GM Sniper 1. This kit's got some stickers. Not a whole lot of stickers, but it's got a few stickers you can see there. This is 2012. So the instructions are hopefully going to be fairly easy to figure out. We do start with the chest. So we'll start putting that together there. We do have some stickers to apply. Lots of polycaps. I don't think we need all of these polycaps, but they sure as shit gave me a ton of them. Yeah, this is the 2008 polycap thing. So yeah, lots of polycaps, which we'll need, of course, because we need PC4 in step 2, so might as well take them out. But yeah, we'll get into some building here as I talk to you a little bit more about some wrestling. The match that does not feel like it is a WrestleMania match, but is cool for some of the people involved in it. Representing the Latino World Order, we've got Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee making his main roster pay-per-view debut as well, taking on Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio, not a member of Legado del Fantasma, which is Santos Escobar's squad, Lucha Squad. He is not a member of that, but, you know, he hates his dad, so he's helping out Santos. I thought for a second that when Rey Mysterio said, I have a friend who is helping us out, that it was going to be Andrade, who is on Raw and is nowhere near any of the Lucha friends. And I was like, oh, that's going to be a bad thing. And it was Dragon Lee. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool for Dragon Lee. So I don't know who's going to win this. It is a toss-up. Santos Escobar winning this would feel big, and I think would be cool. On the other hand, I can totally understand why you would have Dragon Lee win. Maybe you can get the pin. I also could see Dom losing. Like everyone in Judgment Day losing except for Rhea is some drama. And then you can play it up there, especially because Dominic didn't tell any of them that he was going to do this. They were unaware that he was going to be in a match and not just there to support, his teammates. I guess JD McDonough is not in a match. So he's, there are a couple that aren't there. So yeah, I could go either way, and I think both make sense. So I don't know where they go from there, which they go with. And then main event, I said Bloodline will win that because it's a stipulation that will make Sunday night more exciting, more things for Cody Rhodes to overcome on night 2 of WrestleMania, which we'll talk about now. Night 2 of WrestleMania is going to give us what will probably open the show, but in my opinion, the opening match of the show should be Io Sky versus Bayley for the Women's Championship, because Bayley won the Royal Rumble. And obviously, Bayley is not going to main event one of the nights. It's just not going to happen. So I think she should open it. But instead, it'll most likely be Seth freaking Rollins defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Drew McIntyre, and I think Drew McIntyre is going to win. Drew McIntyre supposedly has not re-signed with the company. His contract is set to expire soon, and I think this whole storyline of him trash talking Punk, or CM Punk to be specific, who will be on guest commentary for this match, and just going after going after Seth, I should say, targeting Seth. I feel like he is going to win the belt and then feud with CM Punk when CM Punk is not injured. Before CM Punk gets injured again, I said what I said. I mean what I said. That man is brittle, as a brittle-boned man. I think he will get injured again. I don't want people to get hurt? Certainly. But I do think that it is statistically more likely that he will get hurt in more ways than one. Yes, he is brittle in many ways. That's accurate, Lashbrook. That's an accurate statement. Io Sky versus Bayley. Ugh. Like, Io Sky's reign has been more about Damage Control as a group than her as the face of Damage Control. And it's bad. That's a bummer. The thing is, it kind of doesn't matter who has the belt because they're going to lose it at SummerSlam or something. They're going to lose it at pay-per-view this year. It might be in Cardiff, but they're going to lose it at a big show because there are so many women on SmackDown that you could see being world champ, like perhaps Jade Cargill or Bianca Belair or even Naomi or another member of Damage Control. Like Asuka should be a singles champion again at some point in the near future. I think they give Bayley the big win here, the good feel-good win, especially with Drew winning. In my opinion, I think Bayley winning feels good. That feels like a nice thing. And then you just have her lose at some point. I don't know. Maybe Io Sky wins, but I think it makes sense to have Bayley come out. LA Knight versus AJ Styles, I thought there was a stipulation for this match. It's just that they hate each other and they have a WrestleMania match. This should be a good match. It's very weird that LA Knight is not in a title match for any belts. Like, he's just not in a title match. It just feels strange. LA Knight, like, I was picturing him having some sort of some mid-card belt. I was picturing him facing Logan Paul. Now, I think there's a reason why he's not winning, or he's not facing Logan Paul on this show. I have 2 stickers to apply here to this. I maybe should have done that first, but we'll do it now. Our first stickers. Sticker 10 is this bar here, and then sticker 9. So stickers 9 and 10. Wait. Okay. Let's see here. I think Logan Paul is going to win. To jump ahead, Logan Paul versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. My assumption is that Kevin Owens and Randy Orton are going to start fighting each other, allowing Logan Paul to get the cheap shot win. And you're like, Pat, why wouldn't they just take the belt off Logan Paul? I mean, I know he's like got an audience and all that other shit and whatever, but he's a part-timer. He's not there every week. Should he really be champion? Well, the thing is that SummerSlam is going to be in Cleveland, Ohio, which is where he is from. So I think Logan Paul is going to come in, as not the main event, but a high match on the card as the champion, to then lose to LA Knight. So LA Knight defeats AJ Styles. LA Knight gets a big WrestleMania win against AJ Styles, which propels him to want a belt. Like he cuts a promo about it on SmackDown, and then Logan Paul interrupts him, or he interrupts Logan Paul as Logan Paul is promoting SummerSlam, and that leads to them having a match. And then I assume that Randy Orton turns heel, and then he and Kevin Owens have a feud for a while just to do something on SmackDown. Or they could continue being a tag team. I don't know. And then turn on one another. But at some point they've got to fight each other because Randy Orton doesn't play nice for that long. A 6-man tag team Philadelphia street fight is next. That's The Pride, which is Bobby Lashley, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford. That's right. Bobby Lashley, the group he formed with the Street Profits, they call themselves The Pride. It is not a good name. It feels less racist than if Vince McMahon was still around and Vince McMahon named them. I feel like he would have picked something more racist than The Pride for a team of all black performers. but I don't like it. I don't think it's good. I don't think that's a good name. The Pride are taking on the Final Testament, which is also a shit name, but the group is shit, so it's great for them. Which is, of course, Karrion Kross, and then Akeem and Razor, the authors of Pain. A group that is BFAB hangs out with the Pride, which is good for her. It's a good spot for BFAB. She's not particularly the best in the ring, but she has a presence. She's a good valet manager type. It works out all right. Final Testament will be seconded by Scarlett, who is Karrion Kross's partner, both in ring and out of the ring, and of course Paul Ellering, who used to manage the Authors of Pain and now kind of manages Final Judgment, but doesn't get to talk. I love Paul Ellering. He was the longtime manager of the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors. Paul Ellering is money. Paul Ellering can put butts in seats. He can talk people into going to see a show like nobody else. It is ridiculous that he is involved in a team where he does not talk, and instead we have to hear more from Karrion Kross, who is terrible at everything. Karrion Kross is the one rehire that that came into WWE that I was just like, I will never understand this. Do not understand why you bring back Karrion Kross. No idea. I mean, even like Braun Strowman coming back, I was like, you know what? Sure, I guess. Fine, Braun Strowman's back. Whatever. But when they brought back Emma, I was like, yeah, that could be fun. They released Emma again. But I was like, oh, that could be fun that Emma's back. She's a good worker. She's connected with the crowd on occasion. But when they brought back Karrion Kross, I was like, nope, no idea. No idea at all. And of course, the biggest acquisition when they returned, may he rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. That made a lot of sense to me when they brought Bray Wyatt back. I was like, oh yeah, you bring Bray Wyatt back. Of course you do. You make it work for Bray. And of course, there were also rumors that while he was away, when they had come to terms with him, there were rumors that they were paying him on the down low to not do anything else, to do movie stuff, but not go to another company and not work wrestling. He was still supposedly on the books while he pursued other creative endeavors, and they brought him back. That's scuttlebutt. We don't know that. And the main event is Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Universal Championship. It will either be Bloodline rules. There are no rules. Or it will be that all of the Bloodline are banned from ringside, and maybe there'll be some enforcers to make sure they don't jump in from the crowd wearing a hoodie, which they've done multiple times. Now, do I think that Cody Rhodes is going to finish the story? There was a point where I did not think so. There is a big reason why I think that Cody Rhodes is going to finish the story. And that is that The Rock is leaving being on camera for a while to shoot a movie. And they don't know when he'll be back. You can do Rock Roman without a belt sometime in the future, anytime in the future. But you can't really do Roman Cody or Rock Cody or anything like that. The Rock not being around means I think you got to put the belt on Cody. You just got to end it. Because the idea to extend it even longer, another year, or have someone not Cody Rhodes beat Roman Reigns like The Rock. They don't have Rock. All their plans could change, but as of right now, people are reporting that no, The Rock has got a movie. The Rock is not going to be around. Sorry, This is it. WrestleMania was the end point in The Rock doing stuff. So that is the number one reason why I think it's going to be Cody. Because I imagine a world in which The Rock finally just like begrudgingly accepts that Cody is a good man. The Rock gets over his anger at Cody Rhodes and does the right thing so that people cheer The Rock, and The Rock can be the bigger man, and then go to Hollywood and do whatever The Rock is going to do. In whatever movie The Rock got himself booked in, Rock's people got him in. So to me, that is where things end up. That's what it feels like to me. I am very afraid because they should have finished the story last year. Cody Rhodes should have defeated Roman Reigns at WrestleMania because, and my opinion on that continues, it has not changed. Don't do all this to have Cody lose. If you were going to have a underdog babyface lose to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, why did you make it Cody when you could have made it Sami Zayn? Because Sami Zayn did get his title shot. He did get his opportunity at Elimination Chamber, and it ruled. But that wasn't WrestleMania. And he won the tag belts at WrestleMania with Kevin Owens, his best friend in wrestling, which rules and is great for them. But if you're going to just have somebody come in and lose, then it should have been Sami. And I understand why it wouldn't be Sami to win, why you wouldn't have Sami Zayn be the champion. But if it wasn't gonna change hands, they could have just made it Sami. They should have just made it Sami. Instead, they did it with Cody, and Cody put butts in seats, and Cody sold the hell out of it, and Cody worked his ass off and did whatever they needed to do and lost to Roman, and then did some other stuff, and then eventually found himself right back there. That we'll have to get a new joke. Oh, I don't know if the internet will know what to do if Cody actually finished the story. I mean, they'll find another thing. It's fine. I think you can't do the bloodline for another year. I think you can do the bloodline through the summer. But the version of the bloodline you can do is the slow decline, the unstable elements of him turning on Solo, him kicking, Jay out, him thinking that Solo, because Solo doesn't work for the tribal chief. Solo, works for the council or whatever bullshit, or like whatever dumb thing you need to say. Like like the idea of a leader so convinced that everyone is going to turn against him, that Paul Heyman is going to go and represent someone else because he saw Paul Heyman talking to Cody Rhodes, and he's like convinced himself that he's going to jump ship and manage Cody because at one point Paul took care of Dusty and put food on the table when Dusty needed a gig or whatever. They've talked about that before. That is a real thing that happened that became part of the storyline. God, this head looks cool as hell. Looks cool as hell. Now, do I wish that this green here was not a sticker and was the see-through green plastic like the eyes? Yes. I wish this green and this green matched. This green and this green do not match. I wish they did. It's a bummer that they don't. Also, are we about to cover up all of this goodness by putting on a thing over it? Yes, we're kind of doing that too. We'll see. We'll see how we feel about it once we put it all together. But we're going to put a little more green on there. Got a little more green to put on. But yeah, I think the slow decline of Roman Reigns is an interesting story that they could tell and have a good time with. I don't think you do. I just don't think that you do, that you have Roman win. Who knows? Maybe they got a new member of the bloodline. They're bringing in Jacob Fatu, who's on the Indies. He is a Fatu. He's related. They could bring in Jacob, makes his debut and whatever. Tomatonga comes in because he's tangentially related through friendship. Tomatonga comes in to fuck around. Like, I don't know. There's things they could do. I don't think any of them are going to be good if they don't just fucking put the belt on Cody. They gotta finish the goddamn story. Gotta finish the goddamn story. And then we'll have Cody on SmackDown, and that'll be nice because that's the show I watch. I don't watch Raw that often. I usually watch like some of the first hour of Raw before my streams because I stream on Mondays. Because I got to stream on 4 days, and no matter what, I'm going to miss some wrestling that I would otherwise watch. It used to be that I would miss the second hour of Dynamite, and I decided I did not want to miss that anymore, which is why I do my Tuesday streams. Speaking of which, now that we've kind of talked through WrestleMania, thanks for everybody that showed up. I got asked about this. There is no archive of my Tuesday stream, WWE 2K24 CPU versus CPU matches. There is no archive on my YouTube or in the archive that would normally be up on the VODs on Twitch is not there. And there is a simple reason for that. I went to go look. I went to show off how I find characters in the create a character, and in doing so, unfortunately, there was not even pixelated cartoon pornography that was just uploaded. Somebody uploaded a pornographic image, and it was just in there, and it was on my stream. And I was just like, well, that's good enough reason to not keep this up. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for those that donated. I will be doing more of those streams where I am trying to raise money. I won't belabor the point here about my fundraisers efforts, but basically in May I have a appointment to take my temporary fillings and turn them into permanent fillings, because one of those fillings is on its way out of my mouth, because temporaries are temporary. Okay. I have a tiny little piece here that needs to fit into this from the back. It is not working. I am trying to use my jeweler's tweezers to make this happen. That is proving to be difficult. Oops. Because it'll just shoot out, and now it is... there it is. Okay. I thought it was in my... I thought for a second it had flown into my keyboard, but instead it bounced off the keyboard. So I got to try to get this in there. So yeah, I did that. I am now at 14% of my goal, which is very awesome. My goal is a whole lot of money because I need to pay for dental work, and I do not have dental insurance. And you're like, Pat, actually, honestly, looking at how much you're raising, how the fuck are you getting it for that cheap if you were getting 2 fillings done? And that is because I am going through dental college. I'm doing a dental school. So I had to book it way in advance. And they will do a payment plan, but they are not going to wait too long before they want their money. And it is, I generally get insurances when I go through this kind of procedure thing, that these are people who are like, almost done with this stuff, and they've done some surgeries. There is always the possibility that I will be dealing with somebody who this is their first time doing surgery like this. But that is the only way I can afford this kind of dental work. And by afford, I mean raise the funds for. Only way I could get it happen. Okay, so I don't know how I'm going to get this in. All right, so I have this tiny little piece here, and it has part of it is supposed to go into the hole here and be the forehead, the visor. It kind of goes up and down. You can see. Wait, I put this on upside down. Okay, yeah. Got the visor here. And the visor steps in like that, and you can see it kind of goes up, and it can go over the eyes, and it can go up there and rest up there, and that's fine. That's cool looking. That's neat. but it Disney does need to have this green on here. And I, so far right now, cannot get it to go in there. I gotta pry this. Sorry. So we're gonna try for a few more minutes of doing that. And then we'll take a pause for the calls to talk about ways you can support the channel and all that. Then we'll get back and we'll talk about some anime. One new show that I watched, and then also a series. Like I'll give like a kind of an overview of the first 6 episodes of Sandland. I'm not gonna obviously go through all 6 in full detail because I only watched the first 6. I only watched the expanded version of the movie that came out. The first 6 episodes of Sandland are basically the animated movie with some extra stuff in each episode, basically. And opening and closing themes and all that. But basically like 20 minutes of material not in the movie. And then the story will continue from there. Because the first 7 episodes came out all at once, and now the rest of them are coming out weekly, which I don't understand. My thinking is that Hulu thought, okay, well, if we put out just the first episode, people will be like, well, this is just part of the movie, and they won't watch it weekly. So they put out all of that plus like one episode that wasn't the movie as a way to like encourage people to watch all of it and then keep coming back. And I kind of understand why they did that. Oh, I thought I had this piece in, did not have this piece in. This is really frustrating, everybody. Because it's also it's a clear piece, so it's not like I could really see exactly what I'm doing here. And I don't have tools that are really small enough to do what I need to do here. So you'll have to forgive me as I kind of struggle to get this going. This is kind of where I mean, I could just move on and come back to this on my own time, which I might do. Unfortunately, I might do that. All right, well, let's see. Is that in enough? When I go and put this on the head, does it? The nice thing is, if this isn't perfect, it shouldn't fall out. It just will be a little off. Yeah, it did fall out. Okay. All right, so I'm going to have to do this on my own. This thing is just so tiny. It's just not going to fit in the head part there. But when I lower it down, you can see the green behind it. So I think that, it's not the end of the world. Because we still have more to put on this head. I also have to put kind of small stickers on parts of this as well. So that's fun. There's a whole other sticker that needs to go on. Yeah, I got a ton of stickers that need to go on here. So we have to do that anyway. But we can do that after the pause for the cause. We'll try to get the sticker situation figured out on this head and all of its many tiny parts that I did not realize were that tiny. Hooray. All right, yeah, let's talk in this here. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. You're small but mighty tonight, friends. There's not a lot of you here, so I'm trying to get through this as quick as I can so we get back to talking about some anime and saying all the nice things about what I've been watching as I continue working on this model kit. First and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber to the Build With Baer Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave Lego Scythe Tier 2 Blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime link with your Twitch, you get that token. You can use it for anybody. I'd love it for you to use it for me if you wanted to. But yeah, if you're a subscriber, you can throw those emotes in there. Let the people know we are currently at 49 out of 50. If you wanted to become a subscriber tonight, you get us to 50. Or if you want to gift a sub to somebody in the community, you get us to 50. You'd be the first gift sub given this month if you want to do that. And then, of course, you could join Harold on the cheer leaderboard because with some bits. I'd appreciate it. Obviously, don't have to do it, but if you wanted to, I'd love it. That's the easiest way to support what I do here because it's through Twitch. You're already here on Twitch. You probably subscribe to other people. You could subscribe to me as well if you wanted to. But there are other ways to support what I do here. Like my Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear. There's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon. If you become a member of Patreon. My $3, $5, and $10 patrons tomorrow are going to vote on what I do next Tuesday, because the second Tuesday of every month for my bonus stream is Patreon choice. So I'm going to give them a few options. They're going to decide what I do on Tuesday. So see if that's something you'd like to do as well. Let's see. There are other ways to support me. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Pat Baer, over on my YouTube channel. If you want to join in on that, subscribing is free. But if you wanted to become a member over there, it's $2 a month. And you get my Wednesday videos early. So you would have seen on Tuesday my new video that I put up yesterday. You would have gotten that early, which is nice. Everything I make through, those are monthly. But what about a direct donation? You could do that as well if you wanted to, through my PayPal or my Ko-Fi. Obviously, my Ko-Fi right now is focused on. Oh wait, that's the donation one. Sorry, that's the wrong one. That's my Ko-Fi list. It's money, so that's the one I want to put in there. My apologies. But yeah, I do have the Ko-Fi thing going right there, or you could go, just by PayPal right now. Everything I make through direct donations, through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watching my videos, through Patreon, through Twitch, all goes into a fund. And from that fund, I buy model kits to build model kits. I have a backlog of stuff that I'd be happy to put together. I just bought a new Lego set today that will be arriving this weekend that will join the backlog. This kit that I'm working on right now that I started, the GM Sniper 2. I started this kit tonight. You watched it. You were here. You were there. You know what's going on. I started that kit. That was bought by a guy named Charlie. I know because I know Charlie in real life. So I know that Charlie is a gentleman. So I can say that. I know that Charlie uses he, him. But yeah, Charlie picked up this kit because he thought it looked neat. If you want to buy something for me to build on stream, have it jump the queue, become the next thing I put together, check out my Amazon wish list, which I'll put a link to in the chat and is in the show description of the YouTube archive. What's up, YouTube? But yeah, my Amazon wish list. You can find inexpensive kits, expensive kits, Lego model kits, Pokemon stuff, Gundam stuff, all kinds of different things. There's still the Lego Friends hot dog food truck, which is a food cart that looks like a big hot dog. It's kind of like the burger truck I just built, but it's like a Wienermobile, basically. It looks neat. I would love to build that. You could buy that if you wanted to. Model kits, all kinds of different stuff. Stuff that goes on sale, stuff never on sale. Some gear, because it's always nice to have some gear options. See if there's something there you would like to see me build, and then I would be delighted to put that together. Sorry, one quick second here. I need to add something to... Sorry, should I put that there? Okay, great. Sorry, I saw something on Amazon that I had to fix real quick, and I did. I fixed it. My alternative to my Amazon wish list is Throne. It is nice to have an alternative to Amazon because some people don't want to use Amazon at all. I totally understand. Totally get you. So they got my Throne wish list. And then the most convoluted way to support me financially, go to USA Gundam Store, buy a gift card. Then you get a gift card code in your email. You send me a whisper on Twitch or a DM on Twitter because my DMs are open with that gift card code. And then I will use that gift card code to buy something from USA Gundam Store. So consider doing that if you want to. Let's see. Is there any other? I got a Discord if you want to support me and not spend any money. You can just join my Discord. It's a nice little place. You're welcome there. You're welcome to join my Discord. Pat Baer's Anime Club is my ongoing video series where I talk about stuff I want to talk about in the world of anime. In this video, I chatted about the wonderful world of the winter 2024 season and the spring 2024 season, which are in right now. I previewed, I talked about some shows. One of the shows in there I said that I wasn't going to watch. I actually watched the first episode because friends of mine were like, Pat, you got to watch this. I think you'll really dig it. And they were right. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. And then if you want to hear about a show from the winter season that I think was one of the best shows that season, it's right up there with Frieren, the second half of Frieren. Solo leveling. I talked for under a minute about how great solo leveling is, and you can watch that video and the link there. Kuma Baer, your weekly anime recommendation. All throughout April, I'm recommending shows from the first half of the year. Talked about talked about Solo Leveling. So watch that video if you need even more encouragement to watch that fucking fantastic show. You know what? I rarely say this. You should fucking watch it. All right, we're gonna get into talking about some anime, even more anime. I do need to drink some water, so the plan is that I'm going to drink some water, and then we're going to dramatically transition to the overhead, and then we're going to put some stickers on this kit and shove the head together. And that tiny little piece that I couldn't get to work, I'll do on my own time. And when we come back on Monday for the stream, it'll be there, like it was there all the time. It'll be cool. So let's dramatically transition. All right, we're doing it. Okay, yeah, let's continue to work on this head here, and let's talk about some anime. So while I'm doing this, and I'm gonna have the stickers and such, I'm actually gonna talk about Sandland first, and then I will jump back and talk about Bartender: Glass of God, which is the anime, the new show from the season that I watched. I did not get a chance to watch, and I do think I'm going to be covering it. I don't know if I'm going to cover the weird show, like the reverse isekai show. I actually don't know if I'm going to cover that. And then somebody asked me, well, are you going to be talking about Laid Back Camp during on Thursdays? Because Laid Back Camp comes out on Thursdays. And the answer to that is no, I'm not going to talk about Laid Back Camp because I don't want to talk about a show that's in season 3. But here is my urging of y'all that you should watch Laid Back Camp. You should watch seasons 1 and 2 of Laid Back Camp, and then get ready to watch season 3 of Laid Back Camp. All right, so this sticker is supposed to go over the little piece of plastic that goes in there, which I don't understand why, but it is supposed to go there. So I guess I'll just put this on as best I can. Let me tell you about Sandland. So Sandland is on Hulu. I'm talking now about episodes 1 through 6. I'm not going to go through every moment that happens in there. I'm giving you the briefest of overviews. All right, yeah, this isn't going to work because I need the piece in there before the sticker works. So just gonna shove that in there and not worry about that sticker. That's fine. Let's get the side pieces going here. So yeah. You may have heard of this. This is a manga. This is something that one volume got re-released in the year 2000 of Sandland. This is Akira Toriyama's series. You can tell by the art immediately. This is definitely a motherfucking Akira Toriyama joint. Sandland is the story of Beelzebub, the prince of the demons, who is bored. The fight between humans and demons is long since past. We are in a wasteland, desert situation. So we have Beelzebub, who is kind of young and pretty immature, kind of like a kid. We have the old demon thief, who is also definitely getting on in there in years. But also sometimes he's the old guy that complains all the time. And that is juxtaposed with the secret actual main character of the story. Beelzebub is the art that you look at and go, oh, that's Akira Toriyama monster guy. Okay, he's the main character, right? No, he's not. The main goddamn character in her story is Rao, who is the mayor of a small town where they are running out of water. So he is on a quest. He convinces Beelzebub and Thief to join him as they steal a tank to go out to find a new water source. That's their quest. They're going to find a new water source. Rao is trying his best. He's had 30 years to make up for what he considers to be mistakes that he has made in his past. He is one of the most nuanced characters period for Akira Toriyama. There is so much going on with him. He is so detailed and so lovingly rendered. If you told me that he was based on someone like from Akira Toriyama's life, I would believe you. He's great. He's just spent 30 years trying to atone. This is the latest in his attempts to do so. Again, I'm not going to go into every little detail. The first 6 episodes are basically the movie with more stuff added in each one, including opening, closing credits and all that. And is basically what I remember from reading it. Now, I've only read Sandland once, and I don't remember everything about it. Like, I don't remember hating Thief, and I think it's partially because he's animated, and I could hear him. That, like, Thief complaining, like, makes me more mad, but I do like the voice acting of it. Rao is just top tier. Beelzebub, your childish demon. Beelzebub, I remembered this and thinking it was a cool idea that Beelzebub is one of those guys that, like, because he's a demon, he's like, yeah, I mean, I don't hate humans, but I don't like humans. And also I enjoy that he's like, yeah, I'm the evil guy. I'm going to be the leader of the demons someday. And I'm definitely evil, but he's not. He's a good dude, but he just keeps saying that he's evil. I've always enjoyed that. That is a trait I very much appreciate and enjoy in anime and storytelling in general. Love that for him. That he's just like, yeah, I'm a bad dude. It's like, no, you're not. You're a good little guy. You're a great guy. It's very clear. You are a goodie. Let's just do black for all this. This light, like blue, I almost want to do gray on, but I think I'm going to do black anyway. I think it'll pop better. This color. Yeah, I like that. We'll do black on it. Let's see. Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway of it is it looks fucking gorgeous. It's clear that a lot of money was spent on this. This being the second to last anime from Akira Toriyama where he had any influence on exactly what happens. Adds some more importance to Sandland that it didn't have previously. The next Dragon Ball series, he definitely helped with designs and concepts for, and apparently did a little script doctoring. But this, he obviously had quite a bit of say in Sandland. And the number one thing is the fourth character of the show that I have not mentioned yet, but needs to be mentioned is, of course, their tank, because it is a vehicle designed by Akira Toriyama, and it is fucking dope. It is their home and their support system, and their requirement for survival in the desert they find themselves in, and also defense and offense. And it just blocky and chunky in a way that is so great. I love that goddamn tank. It's such every time I see it, it's like, hell yeah. I love that thing. So that's the first 6 episodes of Sandland. If you have Hulu, you should watch it. I'm currently, I currently have Hulu at the moment, so I'm going to be watching, get caught up, start watching it weekly. I'm excited to have it. I'm excited to watch more of it. And I think, I recommend it. If you are a fan of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and you're looking for something else from Akira Toriyama, and you don't want to dig up fan subs of his goofy shit, it's totally worth checking it out. Lord Crashen says Beelzebub has a nice maturation over the course of the show. Yeah, I mean, characters grow and change. Like I said, I'm giving more of an overview because there's so much of it, as opposed to a weekly wrap up of what I watched. But yeah, you're there. This thing, and again, because this is it was one graphic novel, right? It was a small story that became one movie. The pacing is speedy, even with the added information, even with added stuff, it still moves along. And then we'll see where it goes with more of it, because there's more episodes to come. They're kind of expanding on it. It'll be interesting to see where they go with it. But yeah, that's Sandland, the series. And now that I'm working on the shoulders of this kit, I can look up to my notes and I can tell you about Bartender, Glass of God. Now, you may be saying, Pat, there already was an anime based on the manga Bartender. It was called Bartender, and it came out in like the 2000s. You're right, there was. I never watched it then, so I will not be giving you like, oh, well, now this version does it like this. But I can tell you this is a reboot. This is not a continuation. You don't have to have any knowledge of Bartender, the first season. They call this one Glass of God so that it's distinct from Bartender. Although that is the quote, like, it's not the MacGuffin, but that is like the thing early on in the series that they're searching for. So the show opens with the quote, "There are two professions in which customers should never be deceived." One of them is bartending. I think the other one is pharmacy or doctor or something. But the other one is clearly, yeah. If you're a bartender, you shouldn't lie to your customers. Which is like, I don't know. Sure. I think that's true for many things. And not just this. It feels a little weird to say that. All right, I need B1 and 2. B1, 3. B2, 3. Okay, yeah, 2 and 3. Great. We are introduced to the business planning division of the Hotel Cardinal. They are having an event, an exclusive event, and they need an exceptional bartender for their hotel's open bar, like the bar opening of the hotel. They want a unbelievable bartender for that, and that is the directive. We meet the chief, Kamishima. I haven't said that out loud yet. And Kurishima. So we have Kamishima and Kurishima. My apologies if I get those mixed up at any point. I think I have done proper notes. Anyway, so they've been doing interviews, but nobody passes because the chairman of the Hotel Cardinal is like, the bartender has to make a glass of God. And then I'll say this now. Later, they ask for clarification. What the fuck do you mean by that? What does that mean? And the response is, you'll know when you have it. When you've had a glass of God, you will know that you have met the right bartender. So they've been interviewing people. We see 3 different bartenders. They all have their own cockiness or whatever. They all fail the test. Some of them can't complete make your best drink. One fails to make their own drink. One is rude to them. And I forget what the third one is, but yeah, they have shortcomings. Kamishima and Kurishima meet a man outside while they're on break who seems to not be able to use his own mobile phone. And so he gets some assistance on how to pick up a call. And then he leaves behind a book on bartending that he borrowed from the library, the Tokyo Library, which they pick up. And that'll come in handy later. Let's see. They're still searching. They have to keep finding it. They found out the hotel is no longer going to be paying them back for all of the time and energy they're spending on this. So they really need to get this shit done because now it's eating into their own money. They meet, at another bar, they meet another drinker there. This the stranger from before. The curious stranger. And Kurishima is like, I'll return that book. I'll take care of it. And again, you're like, okay, you met him second time, going back and forth, montages of stuff. At some point, we're going to figure this shit out. You're going to figure out what you need to do, right? We're going to get this part done. Yes, because they hear about a fabled bar called the Eden Hall Bar, where the bartender has won some European awards and is apparently motherfucking top tier. And so they go there, and it turns out that bartender is The guy they've met randomly twice, the guy who couldn't use his phone and who was just randomly at the bar they were at and they talked to. What? Um, and so they're like, all right. So Kurishima is like, okay, uh, make me anything based on what you think about me, like your intuition. Use your intuition. And at first she's like, kind of bummed because he's like he made her a highball. But then she realizes this highball is way tastier than any highball she's ever had. This is the best highball she's ever had in her life. Holy shit, this dude is pretty great. And then he explains that he made her a light, refreshing drink because she seemed fatigued. He even noticed that her wristwatch was like on wrong. Like that's the level of detail our dude was getting at. And the two later report back to their team leader, and the story will continue. Now, what can I tell you about Bartender Glass of God? Now, I do not drink, friends. I do not consume alcohol. I am not here to shame you if you love it or if you like it or if you used to drink way more and you don't anymore or whatever. I don't give a shit about what you do. I just don't. But I do have respect for the craft of bartending because they are salesmen and therapists, and it is a heavy responsibility. So I have a lot of respect for bartenders. And this anime fucking loves the act of bartending. It loves it. That I just kind of gave you the plot of what happened with the highball. That's a decent chunk of the episode is him making that highball and her loving that highball. Like this show is gonna like be deep into it. Like again, I was not expecting to watch this. I was looking for something. There are other shows that are going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday shows that I will be reviewing on here that start like next week. And I was like, oh, maybe this week I'll just like talk about Sandland and that's it. I don't think there's anything because, like I said, Laid Back Camp is kind of for me. I'm going to watch them at my own pace and I'm not going to watch it, like talk about it on stream. And so I was like, oh, maybe I don't have anything to watch because there isn't really anything that's appealed to me. But no, it's fucking Bartender Glass of God is top tier. This was a great episode. I liked that it was weird. We still don't know the bartender's name. We focused on like learning about what we need. It's an interesting introduction. It also isn't what you could have imagined to be. Oh, it's the regulars and the strangers that come in, and it's that kind of a bartender situation. No, this has got like a plot to it, and I think that's fun. So yeah, I recommend it. I think of the shows, like obviously I've only watched a couple shows so far, but this was the one that stood out to me as being really fun, and I'm looking forward to watching more of it. That's Bartender Glass of God. Because that's what they're searching for. Again, not to be confused with the 2006 anime. No, it is Bartender. So yeah, that's what I've been watching. I don't know when I'm going to watch more Sandland, but I will be watching more Sandland. I can tell you, obviously I'm not streaming on Saturday, but I will tell you what my Saturday shows are going to be right now, what I think I'll be watching, at least trying out for Friday and Saturday shows, and then I'll be able to dive into more stuff. A Salad Bowl of Eccentrics is the isekai about the magical princess who ends up in modern Japan. That is a show that I just didn't get around to. I've heard mixed things about. I might end up watching that, and I might like cover the first 2 episodes. That might just be, something that I check out whenever. But let's see. That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, season 3. I won't be covering every week, but that is a thing that I am going to read watch on my own. I actually don't know Friday and Saturday shows. I'm just going to quickly look through here and see if there's. I think more stuff will come out in the following week. This is just like what's coming out now. Uh, but I have to see like one of these I'm going to watch, and then Saturday. I'm just going through and clicking on some stuff here. Because I don't know what shows on Friday and Saturday I'm going to be checking out right now. I know that Tonari no Yokai-san I will be watching, because that's the one of like a bunch of weird animal people. Not maybe they're not weird, but that seemed really interesting. So I will be watching that. That's a Saturday show. So I do know that. So let's see. Yeah. So Jellyfish Can't Swim at Not in the Night seemed kind of interesting. I don't know if I'm going to watch that, but it did seem kind of interesting. That's on High Dive. I do have High Dive right now. Yeah, Tonari no Yokai-san is on Crunchyroll. It looks like it's not getting an English name. It's just going to be that. That just seemed really interesting and weird, and I would like a weird show, so I do think I am going to watch that. And again, we'll talk about that probably on Monday. I don't think, yeah. Tonbo does seem like it could get weird, but I'm not going to watch that because I'm not really into sports anime. And Astronaut, I don't know if I'm going to check out Astronaut. That is the guy who ends up working at as a chef. He ends up working at a boarding house, and then he finds out that the caretaker is an alien, and I'm like, that could be fun. So I might watch Astronaut. I haven't quite decided yet. I can't tell if the art style is like, she's so outwardly pretty, and I'm like, I wonder if like everybody's like that, or if she's just like that. I don't know. There is a little kid that works or that lives at the boarding house that has a bow tie. He's a nerdy kid with a bow tie, and I was like, all right, well, that's good. And the old man is so great looking. There's an old man apparently at the boarding house that has like a little poof of hair, and then he's got like the side, and then he's got like a mustache that's not connected, so it's just little poofs of mustache, like paintbrushes poofs, and then a little poof of a goatee. Is very, very cute looking old man, and I was like, there's a lot. I don't know if I'll watch the first episode. I don't know if it's going to be good or not, but I'm like, I kind of like the vibe, so I might check that out. Yeah, and I think that's it. So those shows we'll talk about on Monday, along with whatever I end up watching on Mondays, because you may remember from last Monday that I didn't necessarily like any of the shows. I'm gonna give Train to the End of the World one more shot. I'm gonna watch episode 2 of that, but I did not like either of the other ones, so I don't know. It's like one of those things where it's like, now is the part of the stream where I want to hear from you, friends. What are you watching right now? What are you playing? What's got you going? What's got you motivated? Did you go to the movies? You gonna watch any wrestling this weekend? You got any TV shows you're checking out? Your video games you're playing? You waiting on any games that are coming out? We got a little time left in the stream to talk about the things and things, so we can talk about some things and some things. For me, I've got a deck in Hearthstone that I'm loving. I've got this wild deck that is a dragon priest deck, and I rarely play priest, so it is fun to have a priest deck. But the idea is that there is a dragon, there's a 5-cost minion, and you, if you play 5 dragons before you play that dragon, when you play that dragon, you will get an extra turn. So the idea is you play dragons. Some of those dragons that you're playing buff other dragons in your hand. And then before you play this card, you buff a bunch of things in your hand, and then you have in your hand some other cards that will do something to that dragon. You play that dragon, you get the extra turn. On your extra turn, You then increase the health of your dragon, and then you swap the health with it, allowing you to do a bunch of damage to your opponent's face, and then you win with an OTK. And it's not that hard to get it, because there is a 2-mana spell for Priest that draws your cheapest and your most expensive dragon. And then there are some dragon cards that reduce the cost of dragons and buff them. So you can buff them pretty well. I have found that the least consistent part of that deck is getting 1 or 2 double health cards to double your health. That part, because there are cards that will draw, but you kind of need to have dragons, so you don't want to draw too much. And so it doesn't always work out. But when it works, that is a really fun deck. That is a fun Hearthstone deck. When it works, when it's going on cylinders, you can do a lot of bullshit with that deck, and you scam some wins. And also, there are a couple terrible, not fun to play against. I think that's a fun deck to play against because it is reactive and it is building a board and trying to do chip damage and all that. But there are some priest decks that are bad, and so sometimes people just concede because they don't want to play. They assume I am the bad priest deck. Which I'm not. I'm not Res Priest, which sucks. It doesn't work against Warrior. Armor Warrior, this deck does not work against. And it also has trouble with decks that have 40 health. So, there are a few games where I just auto-concede because I'm like, I know how to play the deck now, because I used to just stick around because I'd be like, well, I want to learn how to play this deck, so even though I'm going to lose, I still want to go through the motions. I know how to play the deck now, so I run into people that are playing a deck that I cannot win against, then I just concede and move on. But it's very fun. I have not played Helldivers 2 in a bit. I won't play it all this weekend. I did a D&D session yesterday because a bunch of us are watching wrestling this weekend, so we are not getting together this weekend. We carved out some time yesterday before other things happen to play some D&D. I love my crew. I love our slow game. We are maybe coming to the end of our session because our DM is thinking of changing jobs, and they will become far more busy. They will no longer be working from home. So we are discussing whether we just naturally come to a conclusion in the game, allowing them time to figure their shit out and then come back to it if they have figured out their shit and they want to continue to DM. Because you're always on the DM schedule. So we're debating on that. The crew that I belong to, I'm going to check what you all are saying, because some of you are saying some stuff, including Dirty, who's here. Welcome, Dirty. Happy to have you here. The one-shot collective that I belong to, I have not done anything with in a bit. I do have a promise to do a game on Monday afternoon. I have promised to DM a fiasco game, or GM a fiasco game, with some people that I have worked with in the past. We planned ahead because there was somebody who wants to. They were like, Pat, I want to play fiasco and have you run it. When are you available? And I was like, not this weekend, because there is just so much wrestling. And they were like, oh, okay, well, what about this other weekend? And so we have made arrangements, or Monday. We're made arrangements for Monday, and I'm going to run a 6-person fiasco game that has to be under 2 hours, which it certainly will. But it's a one-shot, so I can't wait for that. I love doing that stuff, and I haven't GM'd a game in a while, so that should be neat-o. Now let's see what y'all have said, because y'all have been talking in chat or letting me know things, which I always appreciate. I don't say that enough. Y'all make the last part of every stream really fun for me, because I get to hear what you're up to. Sometimes you name games I've never heard of. Sometimes you talk about stuff that I'm like, oh yeah, I completely forgot about this thing and how much I like it. You can always write in chat, and I always try to read what y'all have to say, but it's particularly fun at this part of the stream. Lord Crashens has been working all week, so I'm looking to enjoy 2 days off. Hell yeah. I got Turbo Golf Racing for some Rocket League meets golf fun. I have heard that is fun. Yeah, one of the people in my multiplayer crew was talking about that game and how much they enjoyed it. So I'm glad you're enjoying it well. Now, what did I do wrong here? Something's wrong here because this is not connecting right. So I got to see what I'm doing wrong. I put it like that. Sorry, everybody. Hold on, because I don't know. I don't know why this is wrong, but it is. Okay, so that looks right. We'll do this side. Lashbrook got bored and decided to finally watch Frieren. Is indeed pretty good. Also, I had no idea it just has DBZ power levels for the mages. Yes, Lashbrook, there are scales for mages. There are class specifics. As I was said when we talked about the series, the good portion of it is a test to become a first-class mage, which is by accomplishments, but also by vibes. But yeah, Frieren fucking rules. I'm glad you checked it out. I hope you continue to watch it. I mean, I know that for some people it moves too slow, but that's part of the enjoyment. Ghostfell says, finish up BoJack. Hell yeah. Started on Transformers comics. You said that about 1/4 through what I have, which is a lot. Still squatting with Helldivers. Yeah, I haven't played Helldivers in a bit. Some folks have been trying some other stuff and will report back. I'm on a pay freeze or a game buying freeze, so I hope they pick stuff that I want to, that I already have, or they just pick Helldivers 2 and we go back to Helldivers 2, because that would be great for me, your friend Pat. Let's see. So I need... Oh, I'm just going to do one of these arms here. Okay, so I need C1, 2. Oristran says, been a busy week, so it's been the same for me. Adventures in Hearthstone and Dragon's Dogma 2. Hell yeah. Hell yeah and hell yeah. I have a friend who is doing... who's been playing Dragon Dogma 2, and I have been following along with their playthroughs of that, their Let's Plays of that, and that has been fun to watch them succeed and struggle. And then every once in a while they start a stream and go, I just saw a YouTube clip of something, a YouTube short of something that I didn't know you could do in the game, and now I'm doing it in the game, and whatever. And I think they're going to go feed there's an animal in there that you can throw food down for, and they will eat it. And they will attack you if you go and remove the food. And they'll attack you after you put the food down. But they won't attack you while they're eating, which is cute and a fun idea. And I think somebody said they found by accident. They were like dropping stuff as they were running. And then the particular animal stopped to eat food. I think that's very funny. Then Dirty says, been playing some Space Engineers and finishing up post-endgame Horizon Forbidden West. Hell yeah. Finish a game when you want to finish that game. Oh, that's awesome, Dirty. You also got Soldier in yesterday, and we'll watch it tonight now that it's on Plex, or it's on the Plex. It's one of my favorite Kurt Russell movies, right up there with Big Trouble in Little China and Captain Ron. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're talking about good Kurt Russell movies, yeah. Universal Soldier? Hell yeah. It said Soldier, and I was like, I don't know what you mean. And then I assume you mean Universal Soldier, which I would say, yes, Universal Soldier whips ass. And then Big Trouble. Yeah, Big Trouble is probably my favorite Kurt Russell movie. Do I like it more than Escape from New York or Escape from LA? Escape from LA is terrible in great ways. Escape from New York is fucking brutal and wonderful. It might be Escape from New York. My favorite Kurt Russell movie might be Escape from New York. It's not Captain Ron. I like Captain Ron, but I don't love Captain Ron, so I know it's not Captain Ron. But I don't know. That's tough. That's a tough one. So often I would say it's Big Trouble, because Big Trouble is fucking incredible. Oh no, so you're not talking about Universal Soldier, which is a good Kurt Russell movie. You're talking about Soldier. It's a Kurt Russell film where he speaks all of 103 words total. Okay. Dirty. I don't know that one. I enjoy Escape from LA, but has problems, says Lashbrook. Yes. And you're right, Dirty. Universal Soldier is Jean-Claude Van Damme and is not Kurt Russell. I don't know why I was thinking that Kurt Russell was in Universal Soldier, which is awesome. Kurt Russell is in another movie that's not Soldier, that is a fantasy futuristic thing that I can't remember the name of. But yes, Escape from LA has a lot of fucking problems. It is of its time in that it is shitty about a lot of people that live in LA at the time of the production of that movie. There is some stuff in there that is, how do I say it? Not fucking cool. I think that is probably the easiest way to say that. There is some uncool shit in that movie. Okay, so I need... got our hands together here. This kit is coming together very quickly. I will probably do a poll because I think I'm going to finish this kit on Monday. Let's see. What do we got left on this? Because we're going to finish the hands here. So we're done with the upper body. We got feet, legs, waist. Well, we got a couple different guns. We got the gun. We got 2 different guns to build. And then shield. And then, there's some extra stuff here. There are parts in this kit that are for a different kit. Because they did one of those dumb things. Right? Or is there like another... Oh, yeah. There's a little extra kit that comes with it. The Draken. There's a little Draken. So we have a little friend that comes in here that we can build as well. So I think we're going to finish like at the end of the next stream. So sometime this weekend, I will also do a poll. Let's see. So I need to do I'm writing myself a note here, friends. So don't mind me. I'm just going to write a note in here so I know that. So I got to do 2 Patreon polls. Patreon poll tomorrow. What play on Tuesday? And then Patreon on, let's do Saturday. We'll do a poll on Saturday. What build next? I like to know, because here's the thing. I could finish this on Monday during the stream. And then I'm like, shit, I don't know what to do next. You know what I mean? Like, that's happened before where I hadn't run a poll. Pardon me. I hadn't run a poll, and then so I just have to like pick something. And I don't want to pick something. I like to say, my $10 patrons like pick. And if I have like 2 model kits, or I have like multiple things in my backlog, then my $10 patrons pick what of that I build in what order. But like I have stuff in the backlog. I have new things coming. I said I have a new Lego set coming on Saturday. So I will have a mix of new and old to throw in there. And I want my patrons to be able to decide what I'm building next. Because that is the benefit of some people giving me $10 a month, is they get to vote on things. Which is kind. And there's a couple people that vote every time. And there's one person that only votes on occasion. And that's okay. I'm not saying he's got to. I'm saying it's nice. The schedule for Plastic Model Weekender will be announced pretty soon. Some of the names have been out there, but they haven't really put out like a big announcement about everyone that's doing it. I am not doing Plastic Model Weekender, but I will still promote it and let people know about Plastic Model Weekender because I want to support my friends doing the cool shit that they're doing. But yeah, I made the choice that I was not going to participate this year in that. I will most likely later in the year do a charity event. I will do a charity event this year. It won't be that one. I have decided to allow more room for new people to come through and to take a break from doing that so that I can do other things. And like I said, I will do a charity event this year, and it might be gaming. It might be model kits. I might still do a model kit stream for that, but I think that, I have free reign to pick whatever I want. And so I think I'm going to try to do something else. and I have debated with myself what that would be. And I don't quite know, but I think I might do something that involves some video games instead of model kit building, but joining like a bigger production, another big team thing. I love Plastic Model Weekender. I might still be involved with it in some capacity, not as someone doing it. I might be a guest on a stream here and there, or an audio guest on a stream. I haven't quite, we haven't really figured all that out, but I've made myself available if people want me to come hang out with them, if that would benefit them. So we'll see. And then I'm just going to quickly panel line this. Hit the black marker, hit this up. So again, no stream on Saturday, but I'll be back on Monday with finishing this kit up, I assume, and then maybe starting something new, or maybe we won't finish it, but I think we will, because we have the legs and the waist. I'm probably just going to say working on and not say what the next thing is, because there's a chance we won't finish it up. Like the waist could be weird, or the legs could be odd. Like there's always a chance that the second half of this kit could be much more annoying than the first half. And then also, before Monday, I will pop off this and put on that piece of green to make it look better. Because right now it does look a little weird without that piece of green in there, which I have separated in a spot so it should not get in the way of anything. We should be good with that. But yeah, I'll tweet about Saturday, how I'm not streaming on it in case people forget. But, that should be, hopefully people will remember and will not feel too bad about that. I got a lot of wrestling to watch. Tomorrow I am watching Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, and then I am watching tonight I'm watching something. I'm going to watch a show at midnight tonight. And then I've got Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling and tomorrow, and then Rampage is on at 7 p.m. instead of 11 p.m. because of basketball. So I've got Rampage and then SmackDown right before WrestleMania, and then either the Hall of Fame or GCW for the Culture, which is a black-focused independent wrestling show, independent wrestling show that is always a treat. And that's just tomorrow, tonight and tomorrow. But yeah, I do have a stream I'm going to watch tonight that hopefully won't be too long. I think it's an hour and a half. But maybe it's going to be 2 hours, but that's a lot. I'm just going to watch so much goddamn wrestling. Because then they still have Saturday is Effie's Big Gay Brunch and Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling versus Game Changer Wrestling and WrestleMania. And then maybe watching the clusterfuck after WrestleMania. And then Sunday I've got just WrestleMania. And maybe I'll watch the Hall of Fame. The Independent Wrestling Hall of Fame. I might watch that. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, I got a bunch of stuff to do on Saturday. And what I have to do right now is wrap up the stream. Excellent transition, Pat. You nailed it. Drink a little water. You deserve it. Yes, that's right, folks. We're going to wrap things up tonight. I hope you had a good time here. I had a great time, and I appreciate y'all being here on this lovely Thursday evening. I have to go raid. We got to go raid. We got to go find someone doing cool shit out there that we want to go spend a little bit of time with. That's what we do. We always end with a raid. So we're going to find somebody doing some cool stuff here. Who is doing things and things? We're going to see. Who we got here? They're going to wrap up soon, so we're not going to go there. Let's see. Sorry, I'm having a little bit. There's a bunch of people. Hey, P2 is online. My friend Mitch is streaming some Red Dead Redemption 2. That's fun. That's an interesting choice of all of the games to play. Mitch is playing Red Dead Redemption, so we're going to go hang out too. So we're going to go hang out with Mitch. Feel free to come along on this. Mitch is good people, and their chat is lovely. So feel free to come along on the stream. I hope to see you on Monday. Again, no stream on Saturday, but back on Monday with more model kit building and a lot of wrestle talk to wrap up on wrestling. And I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.